He said you might know put down fame.
Rock. Ain't shit Rock wouldn't do.
We about to be back up in a big way.
When and where?
Changing the game all over again.
This bitch gonna pay, man.
What's good, Power fans? So apparently we're supposed to get a break this week for Raising Kanan, and which means no episode. You know how they do random times during the season, but I definitely want to still do this breakdown for what we can expect for episode 8. I thought episode 7 was a really good episode. A lot of things kind of came to fruition as far as the Thomas family death with Joyce, R.I.P. And I want to kind of read the description for episode 8 and just dive right in. Let's get it. So episode 8 is called Street Struck, and it says Rock goes on the offensive as Marvin and Lou attempt to contain escalating situations. Jukebox joins the search for OC, while Kanan looks into his theory on what happened to Famous. And we could just tell off last episode. I mean, we know what Kanan is thinking, right? He thinks that Rock is somehow involved in his best friend's death. And if we're being real, can we really blame him? I mean, with everything that Rock has put him through, has done to him, has taken from him, it only makes sense that he would come to this assumption, even though we don't know if that's necessarily true yet. So at first glance, we see Kanan and Jukebox, and Jukebox is pretty much asking Kanan like, yo, you said you know who took out Famous. Who is it? And, you know, Kanan kind of leans over and whispers, it was Rock. It was my mother. And it's like they're kind of using this to kind of set up that whole dynamic between Kanan and Rock. We know that the creator of, you know, Raising Kanan, Sasha Penn, has said numerous times that the basis of this show is really the relationship between Rock and Kanan. And throughout first season, second season, third season, even now the fourth season, there's always been this kind of beef. There's always been this kind of rift. And for the majority of this season, they were actually pretty cool. Like, things were straight. They weren't in a great place, but they were in a better place than they've been in the previous seasons. And I think this storyline with Kanan kind of seeing her hand the money over to the cops is kind of going to reignite that rage and make him just want to separate himself from his mom even more. Granted, we don't know if he's going to get the facts or not and how he's going to move forward, so we're going to have to wait till next episode to see that. It cuts to a scene with Rock in the warehouse, and we hear Kanan in the background saying, you know, ain't shit that she wouldn't do. Obviously, he's talking about Rock. And I believe this is finally the shipment from, you know, the Afghan guy Hafiz, right? We know Rock has been waiting a minute to get this shipment, right? Because she's out of product, and, you know, Unique has taken over all her corners in Queens. So this is very important as far as establishing and moving forward with her business to get this product out and get to moving it right away. And then we see Rock again, and it seems like she's talking to the Asian dude, Terry, and she says, we about to be back up in a big way. And y'all know Rock means business, right? Now that she got this product, she's about to move that shit ASAP, right? She's gonna need Terry, that Asian dude, to get away from all his bullshit and the drinking and all the other shit that he be doing, and to move this weight for Rock, because it's pivotal when it comes to this war and this battle with Unique. So I definitely think Rock is going to be on her shit in episode 8. And then we get a random cutscene to Snaps and Pop, and these two just been behind the scenes, right? Everyone's kind of wondering, like, what role are they going to play moving forward in this show? Every time we've seen them, they've always kind of been in their little club scene. This is the first time that we've ever seen them, like, outside, out and about. So I'm very interested in the role that they're going to play in this next episode. And then we see another scene with Stefano and who I believe to be Marvin, and Stefano's pretty much telling him, like, when and where. Look, this is one of those storylines that everyone's kind of been worried about, is Marvin and Stefano. How is this going to end? Where is it going to end bad? It's been a minute since we've seen early Tyler. We haven't really heard anything as far as the gambling operation. So I think this episode, or the episodes coming up, might be where we might get some more information on that. Early Tyler has kind of been in the wind lately, so I hope they expound on that storyline. Then we see Rock talking to Marvin, and she's pretty much saying we're changing the game all over again. They both seem to be in good spirits. So it seems like this new product and this shipment has to be going well, and, you know, things have to be looking good for them, which is good to see, because Rock's been struggling this season. I mean, she's been going through it. This is probably her most difficult season as far as emotional and just the street stuff that she's been going through. So let's see how she handles it. And then last and obviously not least, we see Unique, and he's talking about Rock. I don't know who he's talking to, but he's like, this bitch gonna pay, man. And it seems like Unique is still in over his head, still delusional about everything with Rock and what's going on with her. I hope that eventually they kind of tie this in and kind of make Unique realize, or come to the realization, that it wasn't Rock who did all of this. And I really want to see how he's going to react and how he's going to move once he realizes that not only did she not do it, but she also had his child. and she got rid of it. And I really want to see, where that storyline could go as well. And then right after that, we see another scene with someone shooting into a car. Could it be Marvin? He's been the main one catching bodies, so let's see what happens next episode. It should be a good one.